why we're doing this.
Hang on. I'm not trying to cause you any grief, okay? You've got to believe that, all right? I have nothing to gain by anything. All I ever did for 5 years and my wife was to try our best to help Susie because we told her we were going to do that. And that is all we did.
You weren't paid a salary for that?
A salary?
You didn't get a salary or deduct a salary from her estate?
No. Susie would periodically absolutely insist that we take a couple $100, all right?
Well, if you did it for free, then that's amazing.
What?
That's amazing.
Well, Melissa, I'm telling you the truth.
Okay.
I had nothing
Okay.
to hide.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, if that's the truth, I don't know what's going on. I don't know, sir, and
Well,
I'm just kind of flying blind up here.
If you will just please listen, okay? I am trying to tell you what I said I was going to do was to send you your mother's will, all right? Because that supersedes, or not supersedes, it precedes. No, that isn't the right word either. It comes after your dad's will.
But it also indicates in the verbiage of the will that everything is based on the initial trust. So I don't have any information at all.
Either, Melissa. Okay? We have looked high and low.
Now, what was the documentation that you were reading to me? Because when we were talking the other night, you said...
It was the will.
No,
it's the will I was reading you. That's all I have.
It doesn't say anything about my name. There's nothing in this will that says I am an executor. It says my sister. But you said that you did say that, and when my dad, you said there was 2 wills. You said there's
your dad, yes. Your dad has a will, and he had what they call a codicil.
Where is that?
I have it here in the folder.
I'd like to have a copy of that.
I'll be sure to do that, honey. I will do it.
Okay, I'd like to have all pages that you have, so I can I talk to my sisters and brothers and tell them what's going on, because thus far we're 2 or 3 weeks out, and I cannot even tell them what's going on.
I'm doing my best to send you what I've got, because I don't have anything else. We have not been able to find. Susie did not keep things in real good order, paper-wise. All right.
I know my mother very well. Yes, but I mean, she did make an effort. She did, but she kept everything. She did keep everything. You might not have been in order, but she did keep it.
All I can tell you is we went through the paperwork, and I cannot find a trust document.
Okay? So, okay, that's fine.
I found 2 wills. One is your mom's, which I sent you a copy of, and the others are your father's that were issued at the same time, and then he issued this codicil like 3 or 4 years later, an amendment, okay, that does list you, okay, does list you on there. I'll be happy to pull it up right here. I have, like I said, I got nothing to hide, honey. I'm just trying to give what...
Is it on your computer? Is that why you said pull it up?
No, it's on a file. I keep files. I'm a paper person.
Okay.
Fuck the computer. All right? I don't want anything to do with it.
So, yeah, so, I mean, I'm just interested that because back in 1989, they didn't have digital photocopies of documents. So so obviously so that's fine that you went down. I'm looking at this, and so the document that my father signed of this particular will of Susie's was signed on the original that my mother signed. So there's original signatures of the witnesses, my mother, and my father, all on the same document, correct?
No, these are different documents, honey. These are different documents. Your dad's was one thing.
I'm looking at my mom's will that you sent me a copy of, and on the end of it says Declaration of Property Status. It's signed by my father in blue ink and my mother in gray ink, and then witnessed by...
he was still alive, and he was the immediate trustee for the account.
So why is his signature in blue and my mom's in black? I'm just wondering. Is it a photocopy of that form that he signed, or is both of their original signatures on that form?
I am sending sending you color copies off my printer of what I have.
But I can't tell whether my mom. Don't you said you had the original? You can't look at the original document and tell me if it's an original Suz'i signature, or if they're both on there.
Hang on here a second. I have a will here that is signed by your mother, okay, and it is original ink, okay, and that is what I sent you a copy of.
Right. So her signature and my father's signatures are original on that one document.
On the one I sent you, yes, those are original.
Okay, so they're both signed originals on the same document paper. All right.
Which is your mother's will.
Right, but I have copies of. I mean, yes, and that's fine. That's wonderful. We will address that. I'd like to see the copy from my dad. This is very suspicious because my mother was the one who insisted that I be conservator of the estate before we had a falling out after my son was born, and she decided she was going to take charge of my son. So we never had a falling out before then, and I was always her golden child until then, and then of course I was the devil. But it's odd that she would just completely omit me. Because I'm the only one in the family that actually could probably pull it off and actually do anything about it. So yeah, I mean you can't speculate on that. It's just very suspicious. It doesn't look like my dad's signature. I know his signature very well. The J, no, he saw JL. Atwood. He always signed JL. It's just not his. I can tell. But I'm not going to hurt my sister like that. If it's not going to harm us, I'll probably just let it fly. But if anybody tries to step in and say that she's because the problem I have with this is that it talks about how they're transferring the joint property tenants into community property, which makes it so that somebody can walk in subsequent if they have an updated will or something. Yeah.
Nobody has any desire to take any of anybody's property, for Christ's sakes. Right?
Okay, so
get that through would you please digest that?
So I have a woman telling me that she's going to continue to live in my mother's house for free indefinitely, and that's not taking from the estate or me at all.
Would you like to understand why that happened?
Why? Yes, I would.
Would you be?
I would love to hear it.
Okay. Suz'i indicated to us a while back, couple years ago, that she would like to take a look at the possibility of moving into a retirement facility. Okay? And we said, okay, all right, what do you want to do? She says, well, can we go around and look at some of them? That's exactly what we did. We took her around to look at various facilities. Found one over here in Gilbert, not too horribly far away. She says, well, I like this place. I said, okay, what does that mean? Well, I want to try this and see if it works, okay? But I'm not going to get rid of my house. I'm not going to put it up for sale. But then somebody needs to look after it, and Hank could not go over there, right? So Bevo, we call her Bevo because there's two Bevs here, my wife and the person that's in your mother's house, okay? So your mother coined her Bevo. Anyway, so that being said, they came to an agreement that she would live in there, take care of the property, pay the utilities, take care of the pool, take care of the landscaping, and take care of Hank. So that's exactly what happened, right? And Suz'i, as time went on, we asked her, what do you think? Are you happy here? Do you want to stay here? She goes, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, that's fine. That's good. So she continued on. Then she started having some medical
I don't
Anyway,
care about what happened.
that's why there is a person in there looking after the house.
That's fine. I have no problem whatsoever with that, Bob.
You keep accusing her.
I'm not accusing it. I'm telling you, I asked her if I could come to the house and look for my mother's financial assets. She refused me. She told me I wasn't allowed in the house. She told me that she wouldn't allow me in the house. And she told me that she had every intention of continuing to live in the house indefinitely because she was told by my mother's attorney and my mother's notary that the property was going into probate, which is a violation of fiduciary of privacy from the estate, as far as I'm concerned. She was informed that there was going to be going into probate. There was no original will, and that she decided she was going to stay there. And she didn't. And I said to her, I said, well, can I tell you that you're not letting me talk now? Do I have a chance to talk? I'm just telling you why I feel this way. So then she.
Not accurate. She has a will.
The will is that will says that the estate is in the name of the estate. Does not belong to you or Felix or to her to make decisions about the estate. So she's telling me that she doesn't care what I say. She doesn't know who I am, and that she's going to continue to live in the house rent free. If that doesn't constitute taking from the estate, I don't know what else does. And that I'm not even allowed in the house. That was her words to me. That's what got me started in this whole meal in the first place. Because I'm like, what the hell is going on down there?
Nothing's going on down here.
But when you have to understand my perspective when this is the first person I spoke with.
It's not quite accurate, okay? I'm trying to help you.
Well, I wish she would help me because I would help you guys if you guys would help me. But I don't feel like anybody's trying to help me.
So you're saying you don't think I'm trying to help you?
I can't believe that you didn't send me all the pages of this. And it takes me, I'm going through trying to get this together.
Everything I sent you is her will. And
I need all pages of the whole entire estate. You know, you are a power of attorney. If you don't know the difference between me being able to determine who the beneficiaries are on this piece of will, it doesn't say anything but says the beneficiaries are listed on the trust. How am I supposed to figure it out?
All right.
What do you think?
Let's stop right now.
I'm telling you, what do you think? How would I be able to determine who the beneficiaries are without that paperwork? Why are you keeping that from me?
I am not keeping a fucking thing from you.
Okay, so please send me the rest of the paperwork.
You're under my skin now. Don't do
Oh,
it.
yeah, well, yeah.
Don't do it.
What are you going to do?
Hang up, I suppose, but I don't want to.
Okay.
I'm trying to help.
Can you ask, and I have one other question for you. Who paid for my mom's moving expenses from the Gilbert home or whatever? The Gilbert resting home.
$150.
Mm-hmm. And to rent the storage?
Out of our pocket.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm just wondering because
that tells you how much we're trying to confiscate.
I'm not saying you're trying to confiscate anything. I'm just saying that I think that you feel entitled to make decisions above the family because you've heard so many bad, negative things about the family, which is not true. And my mother did not like. My mother had a mental issue where every single person in this family has dealt with her wrath. And if you think it was hard for 5, try for 40. So we have had our knocks too, and she just had a mental vicious attitude towards her family because of things that happened to her in her childhood. And I understand her. I know her better than anybody else, and I look just like her. I know her, and she was cruel. But she had money, and so I don't know what she's promised you guys to keep you guys on the line until the bitter end. Because I know there's no way you guys got away from after 5 years without dealing with that side of her. I already know it. I mean, she's vicious.
Sometimes she'd get a little ornery, right? But we would talk it out and just calm things down, okay? But for the most part, absolutely, there was no issue, all right? All I did for your mother, okay, was pay her bills. That's it. That's what we agreed to. She asked me, could you help me? I can't see well enough, do this.
Was she continuing to donate $100,000 to the church like she was in the past?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, because she had been doing that in the past when she was handling her own finances.
I am not aware of that at all. Okay.
And then, what was the thing? I had just one more question for you about. I've gotten the paperwork into the funeral parlor for the will, so I have to decide whether I'm bring my 2-year-old with me down there, or if I'm bringing, a litter of puppies. I don't know because I can't leave them together. So I'll be down, and like I said, as long as I know that you'll be there, I'll call you in advance and let you know when I'm going to be down there. That was the other thing I was going to ask you, if it was possible at all, just to take a picture of the front and the back, and if you can get in the house, just the status of the house, so I can take a look at those and just be prepared, so I know. And it's not to harm anybody or to get anybody in trouble, just so that I see what's going on, because I've gotten so many different stories from her, and saying things are there, things aren't there. I don't want to show up and have expectations that aren't realistic. That's the only reason I'm asking for it. And
I understand
yeah.
what you're saying. I have no legal rights at all in anything.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My rights for power of attorney was strictly, and I say strictly, for Suzie's checking account so I can write checks. I have the paperwork from Wells Fargo. When she and I went in there, she says, I want to put you down as power of attorney.
But that Felix is in charge of all those assets. Do you know why Felix would offer to pay for all of her funeral expenses personally? Have you spoken with him about that? That's kind of strange, I thought.
Pulled out some money to make sure, in case something went haywire, okay, like it has, all right, that there would be money there, because all Suz'i told us was she wanted to be cremated, all right? Now, the reason she's at Falconer Funeral Home is for basically a couple reasons. My wife's brother passed away about a year and a half ago, and we used Falconer. They were very nice. Just anyway, there were no problems. Felix had to pay for a burial of a friend, okay, and he used them. Very satisfied, all right? Therefore, we decided, let's just use them, okay? Obviously, we had to do something because Suz'i had passed away, all right? We had to get her out of the place at sunrise, all right? So that was our decision, and that's why we did what we did.
So you made the decision, okay? Without contacting, especially Felix, he knows that I'm alive. He knows my phone number. I've dealt with him in the past year. So he made that decision without notifying next of kin that he was fully aware, was living, and had the contact information up. The other thing that worries me is that he introduced himself at the funeral home as a close personal friend of my son's. He's 18 years old and on the autism spectrum. I don't know why he would say that, rather than that he was Susie's close personal friend or Susie's, banker.
No, honey, I'm not a part of any of that conversation, okay? I can't verify it.
Okay.
Anything.
And how much was taken out for her burial expenses and for her funeral expenses?
What?
You said there was some money taken out for her burial expenses.
Took $2,500 out.
Okay, that's not bad. I have no concern with that. That's fine. I'm not even concerned about that at all.
I'm not sure that will completely cover it, but it will certainly cover the bulk of it.
Mm-hmm. So the funeral director, she insinuated to me that he said he was paying it personally. So and she said, well, and under what capacity? And he said, as a close family friend of the Pearsons and the family. So that's kind of strange. I don't know. I'm just trying to sleuth out what's going on. I know you guys are acquainted and neighbors. So yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate your forthrightness, and if you could just get me that, I'm actually probably going to be down there before you even are able to mail that other document to me. If there's any possibility of you emailing it to me or sending it to me via text or photographing it and sending it to me as an attachment.
I can do an attempt at. Again, I tell you, I'm not Mr. Techie.
Yeah.
All right. And I will do my best to take pictures of the pages for your dad's stuff.
I've spoken with my sister Karen. She's not interested in coming down right now. She's going to probably sign over all executrix rights to me, and both sisters will. Yeah, and then I'll be down there and I will wrap it up and we'll see how it goes. And if everything's in order, and I'm more than happy to compensate you for your services with my mom, because I know it hasn't been easy, and I can guarantee you I know. I know you're not looking for it, but if all's in order, you are going to get it. Okay, so. I'll just tell you right now, I just want something. I don't want to be unfair with people. I'm not an unfair person, and I just want to make sure that my sisters have been through hell. One of them is in a mental institution. One of them is dying from stage 4 breast cancer. They need a little relief at the end, and I just can't have people coming in at the end saying that they deserve more than. And my dad worked so hard. I just want it for them. I don't really care about myself so much. I just want to get down there, get it wrapped up, and get out. And I wish my mom the best. I hope she's resting in peace, and she died the way exactly how she wanted to, because we've all been trying to get in touch with her. We all call her. We all try and reach out to her, and she either tells us off and just and she doesn't answer our phone calls. So she tells people that we abandon her. That's not true at all. Yeah.
We know that she had a horrible being blind. She'd have the phone upside down half the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then she pushed the wrong buttons, delete stuff, turn off whatever was coming in, and get frustrated and just quit.
Well, she didn't quit when she was on the phone with me, because or my son, telling him what a horrible mother I was and what a horrible person. That's been my legacy, and same with my sisters. I don't know why she felt that way, and I don't understand it, but she was very cruel to her children, extremely cruel, and did not ever give them a moment's of reprieve, never a moment's grace, never a moment's forgiveness, just always hard. She used to say she had tough love, and I said, it has to be some love in there, Mom, when you have tough love. And, I know that a lot of things happened to her as a baby that are terrible, that she's never been able to talk about, and that have affected her entire life. And that's all wrapped up in the whole thing. And all I can say is I hope she rests in peace. And, it's so sad. But I just wish we could have had a different way, about our family, but we don't.
I'm sure. I understand that.
Yeah.
Let me take some pictures.
Okay.
And I will send these as soon as I get them done.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Bob. I'll be in touch. I'll let you know when I'm on my way down.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.